It's time to give my opinion on the Nintendo Switch.
Anyways, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my updated Switch opinions and review video, where I'm going to be going over the Switch, my current opinions on it, updating old opinions that were in my old video, and I'll be reviewing the thing. So hopefully this is going to turn out well, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you enjoy the video, please drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because not every video gets in your sub box. So go ahead and hit that bell if you subscribed, and make sure to like the video. Okay, so first off, if you sat through my old video about 2 years ago, you'd know that I sound a lot different, and this is going to be a completely different video. But it was fun to go look at my old video and see what I had an opinion on, because I got to hear my old voice and my old, like, 12-year-old voice, so that was kind of nice.
Aren't that great. 1-2 Switch is basically a $50 party game, like Wii Sports that came with Wii, but that one didn't come with a Nintendo Switch for some reason, so yeah.
So my first opinion on the Nintendo Switch was how the launch titles were absolute garbage, and they were pretty trash. The only one that actually interests anybody was the Zelda, was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and obviously that one sold like hotcakes and came with the console at some bundles. And the only obviously terrible launch title for the Switch was 1-2 Switch, because like I said in the video, it literally is a $50 party game. It's just you're paying $50 to play with friends, and you will rarely use it. So I'm pretty sure right now you can go to your local GameStop, RIP GameStop by the way, that's the end of the year, they're probably going to go bankrupt. That's another video on its own. You can probably go to GameStop and get 1-2 Switch for, I think, around $20. I don't know exactly. I'll have a link in the description for 1-2 Switch, GameStop used or new, see how much it is. And Bomberman R was a decent launch title to launch with, but it kind of took them a while. It took them about a year for them to actually have the Switch on launch, like on track with the other consoles in the generation, just so they could have better launch titles. So like just recently, a month ago, they dropped Smash Ultimate, which is probably the best game for the Switch right now, other than Mario Odyssey and Zelda, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Otherwise else, I think that opinion still holds up with the whole launch titles thing. It's a very valid opinion. Not all the launch titles are very good. So on to the next opinion.
Won't be stranger to the Nintendo Switch controllers, like saying that they have a more Xbox style layout, but the whole separation, I might get a little confused and more it'll be more difficult for me, seeing that I'm
next opinion slash view on the Nintendo Switch, oh my god, I can't talk, is that it's hard to get used to having the Joy-Con separated and playing the games at the same time. It is not hard at all. I do have to say, it took me about 2 minutes to get used to it. It took me 2 minutes. And then I realized, hey, it's just an Xbox controller split apart in two hands. That's all it is. It's like playing with two Oculus controllers, basically. It's very, very similar, and it's very, very easy. You get used to it about a few minutes then. It's very easy.
And like I was saying, one of the coolest things about the Nintendo Switch is not just the Nintendo Switch itself, is the logo and how like it clicks down. I think it's pretty good. It was a good marketing bit on Nintendo's side. And if you've seen the Nintendo Switch Super Bowl commercial.
Next opinion. I said that the logo and how it clicks down is really cool, and it relates to how the console works. That I still think that it's a very, very good marketing scheme on their side, and I do think that it was a very, very heavy hitter whenever it came to marketing. But it's not the coolest thing in the world. I made it out to be like this cool, badass thing that is just amazing and should be used in every single commercial and stuff like that. It's not that cool, but it's still okay.
Imagine Dragons, if you didn't know, it's Believer. They basically made the song just for the commercial.
Another opinion / misread fact is that Believer by Imagine Dragons was made just for the Switch commercial, and that is not true. They came out with an album a month or two later, and it was the third track, I think, on that album. So it was bound to be on one of their new albums anyways. They didn't make it for the commercial, they just included it in there as like a little nod or whatever.
It's a quote by Jeff Kaplan, the Overwatch studio director, saying that he loves the Nintendo Switch, and something about he would love to see a Overwatch port, but I seriously don't think that's coming soon. It'll either be later, like whenever Super Mario Odyssey comes out, or later next year. It'll
just a little updated fact about this clip here is that Jeff Kaplan may have said that he wanted to see a port to the Switch, but there's no way in hell it's gonna happen. The development team even said a few months after he said that it would be next to near impossible to get it on there because of the hardware limitations and restrictions they'd have to go through to actually get it on there. So that being a thing anytime soon that I said is not a fact. It's not going to come anytime soon. Or actually, it won't come at all, if I'm being blunt here. It won't come at all. It won't come at all. Yeah, see, now this opinion actually holds up to today. Game dev studios, if you want to port something to the Switch, I'm totally fine. But if, like they said, they had to remake the entire game for it to be on a Switch, I don't think you should waste time trying to port it to a console that can barely run it, much less even play it right now, then not update the game and put more content in it and have to postpone content to remake the game for a handheld console. I think that's kind of dumb, and they should have just worked on content like they did. So that opinion still holds up to today. I'm gonna micro criticize myself here real quick in my old video. I have no idea why I decided to make 1/3 of the video the actual like physical specifications whenever I could have linked it, honestly. 10 minutes of the video was just me blabbering on about shit that I didn't know, so I do have to apologize for anybody who is watching this updated version of the video and had to sit through all that. I'm so sorry, and I didn't leave a timestamp, so yeah, I'm definitely sorry for that as well. That's just a little micro criticism for myself.
That they're also going to give out free games like PSN and well, not PSN, PS Plus and Xbox Live Gold.
Another updated opinion that I have is how they're doing their online service. They're not doing free games, to my knowledge. They're not doing free games every month like PSN and Xbox Live, but I do think that they could do that if they did want to do that, and that's totally on them. But I do feel like giving out free games for purchasing their service every month, I think that would be a good, like, set in stone for people, that they get free good games, like free. I don't even give a fuck if it was an indie game. Like, if it's a good game that I can get, like Mr. Shifty on the Switch, I'm totally cool with that. As long as I'm getting free games every month, then I'm fine with it. It's just another updated opinion from the old video versus now. Now, in my old video, I had plenty of people giving their opinions and whatnot. I cannot do that now, as I am not in contact with some of the people, and even if I am in contact, they were not able to respond, or they said they couldn't do it. So I'm going to have Ryan or Hornet from my last video, one of my friends from school, do his opinion, and his current opinion versus his old opinion, so we can have some updated opinions in this video.
Alright, so this is part 2 of the Switch video, which I've been wanting for a long time, despite the fact this came out like 2 years ago. 2017, 2016 is when it came out. It's now 2019, dude. And yeah, so if you watched the original Switch video that my homie made, you will know that I said a lot of things, and most of it I just pulled right out of my my bottom. Like something about like I've played it before. That was a lie. I haven't played it before. But, you know, this is where part 2 comes in. This is honest to me now. So, if you watched it, you would know one of the things I said is that I will not be getting it until more games come out. About 3 months after that video, I got the Switch. And, yeah, it's pretty great. When I got it and used it for like a week, I was like, I need to counterattack everything I said on that video. Because, you know, the saying, you don't really know until you try it, is pretty true for this one. But from that, I was wrong. I will admit that. The Switch is good. Everything I said in the last video, just get rid of that. This is the honest one. Alright, like I think the only true thing I still stand by is that Nintendo is more, I said like Japanese based, more like animated culture, because, you know, Nintendo's from East Asia, so that's their thing, and they get money from there. Like, if you go into the eShop, what do you see? You just see anime everywhere. So, the one thing I still hold true by is that Nintendo's more animated central versus, like, normal. But still, they do all of it, and they have other companies giving out games. Like, most of the games I have are not Nintendo. So, that's it. I want to go into a couple things while I'm here. So, one of the games the first game I actually ever got for the Switch was Splatoon 2, which when I went back to record this gameplay for it, I forgot how fun it was. I've been playing it a lot more recently, but Splatoon 2, it's a really fun game, really recommend. But the thing I don't like that this is just gonna go for all of the Switch, because it's the only thing I have a problem with, is that you need Nintendo Online, or whatever it's called, where it's like Xbox Live and PSN. And you get like 2 free games for that month, and I'm pretty sure you can only have those games for that month. Then you have to get the new ones. You can't keep them, which is kind of stupid, but I'm not sure. I'm not too up to date with it. But you need Nintendo Online, which for people that don't play Xbox or PS4 like that much and don't have it, I now understand why. Because I couldn't play any game on Splatoon, any online game, because I didn't have it, and I just had to use like the campaign mode or whatever it was. So it was really annoying, but thankfully I had a 7-day trial, so I could try it out. So I feel like that was stupid, because they didn't even have it in the beginning, and when they didn't have it in the beginning, that's what I was playing off of, and that's why I enjoyed Splatoon so much, because, you know, I didn't have to pay more for the game I already paid for upon the Switch that I paid for. But yeah, the online, I think, is kind of BS for Nintendo, because like it's not like as like popular as like the Xbox and PS4, which I'm not saying like popular being like console sold. Like, if you're getting a console to play, you're probably getting an Xbox or a PS4 or like a PC, which makes more sense of buying an online subscription for, because more people play them. But Nintendo, they've never done it before, and they're doing it now, and I just see no point in it. I just see it as they want more money, and they want to screw me over, because now I can't enjoy Splatoon 2, which, you know, bummer. I still have other games though, so it's hit or miss with that. Please don't turn that into a TikTok meme, dude. But anyway, now another thing I said in the old video that I remember very vividly, because I wrote it down in the script I'm reading, is that I said that you could probably lose the Joy-Cons, and you probably still can. See, I haven't lost a Joy-Con yet, because for some reason I found things that are expensive, I don't lose them. I always want them in my sight because they're expensive, which I found out, like the AirPods, I thought I would lose them. I haven't lost them once. The only time I lost them is that it fell out my ear, but I just went back and grabbed it. So, things that are expensive, I don't lose them. So, that's something I could counterattack on that. But, you know, I don't know you, maybe you're a little careless, not in an offensive way, and you lose the Joy-Cons, which, I mean, that's cool. So, yeah, you lost the Joy-Cons, so now you have to buy new ones, right? Cough, cough, you know who you are. You broke your Joy-Con from throwing it at a wall. Cough, cough. So, the expense of a Joy-Con, dude, they're like $80 some or something. Like, it's super overpriced for the Joy-Cons. Like those two little things are like $30 more expensive than like an Xbox and PS4 controller. And the Xbox and PS4 controller are much bigger and much more useful. The only reason I could see getting a new Joy-Con controller is because you want a new color. Like I want the ARMS Joy-Con, which are neon yellow, which if you don't know, yellow is my favorite color. It's the only reason I want them, but I'm not paying $80 for them, dude. And I just think it's way overpriced for Nintendo, because you break them, you lose them. You're paying way too much than you should be for two very tiny little remotes, which you could like say there's a sensor in them and they have the HD rumble, but like they could take the price down. It probably cost them maybe $10 to actually make it in general. So that is probably one of the main things I don't like, just the Joy-Con price, because I was never a fan of it, because I always wanted to get more Joy-Cons, but you know, I'm not spending $80 because I don't play the Switch as much as I play the PC or Xbox. So yeah, another thing is that for the price, I'm not sure how much it is now. When I got it, I think it was like $400, because it was when it just came out, and I remember the gray version was the only one in stock, and they were cheaper because they're like gray, I guess, or something, because the demand for the colorful ones were high. But now you can just get whatever color you want. So I'm not sure about the price, but for the price, you could get a lot of other things for it. So I'm imagining Anomaly will just put the price on the screen. But for the price, let's just say it's $300 back in the day, you could get a lot of other things with that $300 than the Switch, because once you have the Switch, you still have to buy everything else for the Switch. It's like the Switch is the base game, but you have to buy all the DLC to actually enjoy it. So you have to pay for online games, new controllers, which the Pro controller is still super overpriced, which you can just get a wired version off Amazon for $20, so that's why I'm not talking about it. But you know, it's really overpriced, so that's what I'm saying. You could just get other stuff for the price, and that maybe you're a hardcore Nintendo fan, because I know they're out there, and you did it, which is cool. Glad you like Nintendo that much. See, I'm more of a PC Xbox guy, so that's why I would rather spend my money on that than a Switch, but you know, it's whatever. Then another thing, if parents are watching this, which, you know, it'd be weird, if your kids are like pretty like ruthless and break a lot of things, this is not for them. This thing is so easily breakable. It's very cheap plastic. You could just snap in half like that. It's the build quality, as much as I don't want to say it, isn't that great for the price. So if your kid is pretty wild and just wilding out, you probably should not get this for him or her. Or if you do, you have to get a case, dude. Which brings me on to my next thing. These are the cons, and the first con we're going to start off with is that you need a glass protector. And I have a tempered glass protector, which, you know, it just looks cool, and it protects the screen, because when they originally came out, there was a problem where the dock would scratch up the screen, and I'm not sure if they fixed that. I would imagine they fixed it with newer versions or stuff, but since I have one, the original, I have that problem, so I just got a tempered glass screen, and I'm good now. So you're gonna want to get a glass screen protector, or just any screen protector. It's not gonna be glass and fancy, you know that. I think I spent like $8 on my tempered glass one, and it came with 2 of them, so that's cool. But yeah, you're gonna need that. Sorry, I'm looking at my Switch right now, just thinking about it. But yeah, a lot of cons with it, but there's also pros to it, which is like the size of it. It's pretty small. I would give it from like my fingertip maybe to like the middle of my arm. It's not even middle, maybe smaller. It's really small. It's like a tiny tablet with 2 controllers on the end, and you know, with the kickstand on it, which isn't that great. Now that I'm supposing they've upgraded it a little, I enjoy it. The size is really good for it. You know, the ease of use for it, you just pull it out of your bag, hit the kickstand, bam, you have a portable console to go, which is the thing of this. Like, it's the portable console, which obviously is portable, but if you're gonna be transporting it around like it's supposed to, you're gonna want to get a case for it. Now, by case, I mean like you put it in there like a traveling case, you know, could hold game slots or anything. That was one of the first things I got for it, because I knew I would be traveling around with it. So you're not just gonna want to throw this thing in your bag like in the Nintendo ads they show. Now, like if you're like around the early teens, late teens, and you got to experience the 3DS and DS, imagine it like that, just more like fragile. You're gonna want a traveling case, which costs like $4 off Amazon. So that's the thing. Another thing I like is the docking mode, which is one of the main features. I just genuinely enjoy it. I think it's really interesting how they did it. You know, you're playing it on the handheld, want to play on the TV, put it in there, slide the controllers out, bam, you have like a Wii on the TV. And it's just really nice how they did it. And one thing I don't like is that in the commercials, how they took the Joy-Cons off that easily. It's not that easy to take them off. You have to use two hands, one holding the console, one taking the Joy-Cons off. So that's one of the things that it won't affect anything. I'm just saying that to put that out. So it's basically much it. I would recommend it. It has a lot of negatives which I don't like. I know at the beginning there was a problem with dead pixels, but you know, the dead pixel is, I guarantee they fixed all of it. See, a lot of the things I said at the beginning is when it first came out, and as I said, every console has problems when they first came out, and they probably fixed all of them by now. So if you have the money and you want to buy this, I would recommend it for sure. I see everyone at my school with it, which I still find stupid, because if I brought mine, I'm 100% sure I would get it stolen. But you know, I see kids bringing it to school all the time, which is cool. So yeah, it's like a DS but cooler. So if you definitely have the money, go for it. I would recommend. If you're a parent trying to buy it for your kid, you might want to get your kid in check before you buy it. Or if your kid's in check and it's a cool kid, then get it. It's probably, I would say it's worth it. I feel like the pros outweigh the negatives in this. So that's been it. Hope you enjoyed my little new explanation of it. I know it's been long, but I've gotten everything I want to say. This entire page-long script has been read. So hope you enjoyed me. Now back to the video.
Now that his opinion is over with, I'm going to be going and showing you guys some of the settings in the Switch, and showing you guys my Switch and how it works and stuff like that, so you guys can have an idea up to people who did not buy a Switch or still don't know what the hell a Switch is and has been living under a rock for the past 2 years, to know what it is and if you should buy it or not. Okay, so this is the part where I show off my Switch, and I'll be reviewing it. So right now I'm going to put up a video on screen of me showing off my Switch and me showing how the Joy-Cons go on, and I'll be showing a video on going through the settings and messing with the settings and stuff like that. So that will be up right now while I'm talking about it. So currently the Switch is kind of a niche. It only appeals to a certain amount of people. If you like having a handheld system, like if you love the 3DS, you're gonna love the Switch. If you love the original DS, you're gonna love the Switch. If you like the Game Boy, you're gonna love the Switch. If you like any handheld system, you're gonna love the Switch. I guarantee you're gonna love it. But if you don't like having to keep up with game cartridges, and you don't like having to carry around this thing either in your backpack or your really, really big pocket, then this is not for you. If you don't like having to keep up with stuff like the Joy-Cons whenever you detach them, this definitely isn't for you. I have to say, if you don't like having an internet browser, it's definitely not for you still. This thing doesn't have Netflix or an internet browser right now, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to add an internet browser anytime soon. Netflix is rumored to be coming to the Switch, but we don't know for sure. They have Hulu right now, but not everyone has a Hulu account, and I can understand that. They do have YouTube, but again, YouTube is still a touchy subject. It's just basically the Wii U version, but it's on the Switch, so it's basically just a console version of YouTube. No internet type browser version. I would have to say that if you like having first party games all the time and not really having a lot of third party games, then definitely this is for you. You're gonna love playing all the Nintendo games that comes with this, but I do have to say there's not a lot of variety whenever it comes to third party games. A lot of them are just Nintendo, or they're straight out of Japan and you really don't understand what's going on. have to say the best sellers list that I'm gonna go to right now, basically the top 10 is almost all like Nintendo games, except for The Binding of Isaac, Diablo, and Minecraft, and a few other indie games that really nobody knows, and it's not really famous. So I would have to say that if you don't like a crap ton of third-party games on your console, go for it. But if you love having a lot of third-party games and don't like a whole bunch of first-party games only, then I'd say wait a while. Wait for third-party games to flock to the Switch, or whenever they release a Switch Pro, which they said or they confirmed it was going to happen, then go for that and go for the Switch Pro and get all that stuff. But definitely right now the Switch isn't a third-party game central, if you know what I mean. So that part of the review is done. I'll have to say for right now, the Switch is, I'm pretty content with what the Switch is and what it can be. But I do have to say, if they add a few apps to the Switch, like an internet browser, like I really want an internet browser, and Netflix, maybe Crackle, or some other apps like Crunchyroll, like video streaming apps, I would be so happy to have that, and that would be a lot better than what it is now. So for right now, the score on the Switch is about a 7.5 out of 10. It can be better, but the games don't make up for what the hardware and what the software that it came with is. So I'll have to say, yeah, it's a strong 7.5 for what the Switch is currently. The games not included, I think it's a good console. Okay, so this is the part where I show me going through settings and stuff like that, so you can get a good idea of how the settings work and stuff like that. I didn't record this part of the video. My friend Ryan, also in this video, earlier on in this video, he recorded all this gameplay for me and all the recordings from the screen. So I'll be having his channel linked in the description and at the end card, so you can go and subscribe to him and thank him for giving me all the gameplay and etc. So in this part I'm showing off how the Switch works, and how the Joy-Cons go on and what it looks like. Of course, if you don't know what the Switch looks like, you've probably been living under a rock for the past 2 years. And the Joy-Cons click on and off. I'm going to be showing off the little Joy-Cons here, so you can see me holding them, and my hands are huge, so that's a good comparison of Joy-Con to hand. I'm just clicking them on and off and showing how that works. Aside from that cancer you just laid your eyes upon, I will be doing more videos in the future on either Switch games or games in general. I want to upload a lot more, but school's in the way, and so is work. So I'd have to say, if you have been following my channel since the Switch opinions and thoughts video, you're gonna be somewhat disappointed with my schedule, as I can't just upload every day, as this isn't my job. I only have like 80 something subscribers, so this isn't really my my main priority. But I do have to say that YouTube is definitely a thing that I want to work on in the future, and definitely something that I want to get good at, like editing. I want to get really good at editing at some point, so I can make good quality videos. Although my editing style is alright and it's very, 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 very beginner, I would like to move on and do better things and do gameplay and funny moments and stuff like that. Just funny videos all around that are really, really entertaining for people to watch, instead of just these long, drawn-out videos that are just talking about topics that I feel like need to be talked about, or etc. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be linking all of my social medias and stuff in my description. I'll be linking Ryan's channel in the description, and I'll be linking my Discord server in the description. So if you want to join in, message me personally or whatever, what have you. My DMs on Discord are always open. Same thing with Twitter as well. I'll have my Twitch down there too. I live stream sometimes. It depends on what day it is. If I have the time to. If I have the time to live stream, I'll usually stream from about 5:30-ish till about 10 o'clock-ish Central Time on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then through the weekend I stream at basically any time from the early afternoon around 2 o'clock-ish to around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. It usually just depends on what my timing is and what I'm doing. I will be doing a Anthem video, not the second it comes out, of course, because that's not going to be within my schedule and with what I'm doing this weekend. I will be trying to push out a video for it, so whenever the game actually does come out, I can get some content out there and probably make a few videos on tips and tricks and how to use the flying mechanics and etc. So I thank you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around and watching my content and etc. And sorry for the disappointment and how long it's taken to make this video. I would have to say, if you have sticking around since the old video, I thank you personally, because you've waited 2 years for this video. So yeah guys, thank you for watching, and thanks for sticking around.